Yes, lads, what's going on? Welcome back to yet another Premier League predictions video, where this week we'll be covering Game Week 3. We're going to get straight kick started into this. You know, the Fulham derby is the half-12 kick-off, but as Gandhi said, you never trust the early kick-off. We saw it last week with City and Spurs, and we could see it again. However, I don't think we will. There's a possibility. You know, Fulham have looked pretty good, unbeaten over a certain amount of games, I'm pretty sure, maybe like 5 or 6. Chelsea obviously off an absolutely thumping win against West Ham United. At home as well, Chelsea are. Palmer could be back. But I'm going to go with, I think Fulham are going to give them a run for their money, but I'm going to go 2-1 to the Chelsea. And I think they will get it over the line, but I don't think Palmer will do anything. I think Palmer will start, I think we'll get off around that, the 6-minute mark. Moving on, the first 3 o'clock game, Manchester United versus Burnley. Obviously, Man United lost to Grimsby and Pens in the Carabao Cup, so well on to them. However, at Old Trafford, I think United will get the job done. Against me for that, I don't care. I think United are going to win 2-1 as well. I think that'll be 2. I think Burnley will score. I think United look great defensively, hence why they could see 2. Could have been 3 to Grimsby down. But yeah, Burnley actually did look alright. Even against Spurs in the first game, they didn't look awful, but against Sunderland, they were a lot better than they were in the first game. So hopefully, I assume Burnley fans are hoping, that trajectory carries on. You just get better and better over a certain amount of games. Next, Sunderland Brentford, a relegation scrap, some might say. Sunderland at home, Brentford away. Sunderland first home game, they beat West Ham 3-0, and Brentford away lost 3-1. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. But I think Sunderland are going to win 2-1 again. I think Sunderland are going to win. I think the home team's going to win 2-1 again. It's quite boring. It's really into it. But yeah, Sunderland, I just think at home, stadium alive, I think bounces in there. And Brentford have got the quality. However, not enough. You've got Damsgaard, you've got Collins, you've got Uwatra and Thiago, but I don't. Midfield with the and Xhaka is very, very strong. And their front line's not bad either. Their back line is pretty good. I don't know if Ballard's back or whatnot, but I think Sunderland will get over the line and get all the points at home. Next one. Again, this is an absolute corker of a game. This is a 3 o'clock kickoff over some of the televised games as a joke. Tottenham Hotspur versus AFC Bournemouth. I mean, both. Tottenham are probably second in the league currently, away, and Burnley at home. Bournemouth obviously only the one win against Wolverhampton last weekend. I think Tottenham will get the job done, obviously at home, being stronger to begin with than AFC Bournemouth, and I think that will continue. I think Tottenham have got a very good system with Thomas Frank, what a manager, by the way. He in my books is getting to the top 5 managers in the league. Probably nailed him there moment in time. I think Kudus, Tottenham haven't really got any injuries. I don't think can he perform. Tottenham's starting 11, Oro and Romero in the back. I think have the quality, and at home as well, which is an added advantage. I think Tottenham are going to win. Going to win 3-1. I think Bournemouth are very good going forward. Whether Blackpool's back. Next game, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Everton. Again, another arguably relegation scrap. Wolves, the game, they got battered by City in game week, and narrowly lost to Bournemouth. Game's just gone. And Everton last week against Brighton did look very good. A massive improvement on the opening game against Leeds. And I think Everton are going to win. Fine, I think the away team's going to win. No, everyone, come on. pay your credits, is that a thing? That's dinner. I think Everton are going to win. Who knows? Everton have got a very good backline, and Grealish and then Jai and Barry eventually they're just bound to score goals. Like those. Yeah, and I think Everton, Tarkowski and O'Brien and even Michael Keane. I don't know if Ron Price back, but I don't think Michael Keane and Tarkowski as a back two it's a bit dodgy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but in reality, it plays Moyes utilizes his centre halves. And moving on, Leeds versus Newcastle United in the half-5. Obviously, Newcastle United, Villa and Liverpool a point, and maybe, in my opinion, deserve more in opening 2 games. And Leeds have obviously beat Everton and got hammered by Arsenal. I think Newcastle will win. I think they massively improved. But even against Aston Villa in the opening week, I think Newcastle were very good, and I think they did deserve to win 2-0 against Villa. And against Liverpool, I think they were hard done by themselves, really. You know, they asked for it with goal and getting sent off. You know, they just laid their own grave. Leeds do actually look very good, a lot better than I thought they would. After watching their opening 2 games, but again, I think the pure quality, especially on the wings, I think it's going to hurt Leeds. Leeds at home, though, the atmosphere and it is going to act as a 12th man, but I still don't think that's enough to stop Newcastle. And unpopular opinion, you can cancel me if you want, I don't care, but I don't think Isak's going to leave, and I think Isak's eventually going to make his way back into Newcastle, and he's going to play the whole season, do very well, and then anyway, moving on. Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester City as the first 2 o'clock kickoff. Brighton, I put again a point from the opening 2, not the best, but they did massively improve from the first week. In the second week against Everton, they looked better, and that was without Jorginho Rutter. So they can only get better. I mean, they could also get worse, but for their sake, I know they won't. Man City could not get much worse from last week against Tottenham Hotspur, I must say. I think last week Pep got it all wrong. Everyone up wrong. Wrong team selection. I don't think Cherky should have played. And obviously the Aïnouri injury, whether he's going to be fit and available for Brighton and Gavardio, are they both going to be back? If not, there could be an issue for Man City. However, again, the quality Man City behold is just too much for Brighton. So I think Man City are going to win 3-1 away from home on the road. Man City, they just, Johnny Reinders has, and as a City fan as well, Johnny Reinders is what we have been missing, especially last season. Someone who can break lines on and off the ball is massive for a Pep side like this. And obviously Erling Haaland. If he doesn't score one week, he'll score the next. That's the way I see Erling Haaland. So I think he's just bound to score this week. However, Brighton's a tough place to go. Long trip down, tough atmosphere, tough conditions. I think Man City will weather through and get the points. Moving on, Nottingham Forest versus bottom of the table West Ham. West Ham couldn't have gone any worse. Conceded how many? 8 goals in 2 Premier League games against the team that they're arguably the worst team in the league on paper. Sunderland came up through playoffs last year. First game in the Prem, 3-0. Shocking. And last season, last week against Chelsea, just not looking good for them, and Potter as well. Potter's looking more and more likely like he's going to be leaving the door quite soon. Same with Amarin. I missed off that, so apologies. I think Amarin could get sacked rather soon. I think Forest are going to just dominate the game massively. West Ham, I think, would score and will score because going forward, their quality is very, very good. And Bowen, Paqueta, Yuff bombing down the left. I would say Phil Krug, but you know, he's not great, is it? I'm going to go Forest at home, obviously. Their first home game, they won 3-1. West Ham's first away game, they lost 3-0. So it's going to be something similar. But I'm going to go, I'm going to go 3-1 Forest again. Forest are going to win with a 2-goal lead, but I think they will lead eventually. I think that's pretty standard. Forest are going to dominate West Ham, really. Here's the big boy of fixture: Liverpool versus Arsenal. First and second last year, most likely first and second this year. This is massive. At Anfield, 4:30 kickoff, Super Sunday. Everything teased towards a 0-0 draw, doesn't it? I can see that happening. Arteta's quite boring in these kind of games, but Liverpool defensively haven't been too great over the opening 2 games. 4-2. Arsenal only conceded the 0. Obviously, playing Manchester United and Leeds is, arguably the best start in hindsight to this season. But again, that's hard because Arsenal are just very good. Saka's injured for a few weeks. I know Saka could Max Downman start. No. But yeah, I think Arsenal, the only way in is set piece for me, really. Hence where I think Arsenal wins. I've said it. I've said it now. I'm sorry, I've said it. I think Arsenal win 2-1. No. Oh no. Right there. I think Arsenal win 3-2. It'll be a 1-goal lead, but I think Liverpool will just score goals. Anything about this Liverpool side, all over it, it's got written goals. I think Arsenal will score 2 set pieces, a bit like against Leeds. I think Liverpool just quality going forward eventually. And then I think in this game, when the first goal goes in, London buses and a gist we're getting from this game. Once Liverpool score, Arsenal score, Liverpool score, Arsenal score, and then Arsenal score a late corner. Been rubbish like that. And finally, to end the game week and to lead the way into a break, Aston Villa host Palace. Obviously, Aston Villa aren't, I wouldn't say they've we'll leave it. We'll leave it at this. They haven't earned the flowers. I'll tell you that. A point at home against Newcastle and a loss away at Brentford is it's shocking. To be honest, it's shocking. It really is. Feel for them, I really do. But again, they've barely changed their team from the season gone. So inevitably, they will just start, clicking into gear. I think Emery will eventually get the ball rolling, but not this game. I think Palace looked decent against Palace and against Chelsea. I think they were the better team against Chelsea. I think them to win. Obviously, Eze's left to Arsenal. Big loss for them. They've replaced him with Jeremy Pino, who again, not a clue, but he's half decent manager, so he must be somewhat good. But again, I think Eze was pivotal to Palace, but I don't think they relied on him. They've got other outlets like Sarr, Moon, better. This Jeremy Pino could be decent, Adam Wharton. Hence why I think Palace are going to win. Palace win 2-1. They're not concede. I think Watkins is bound to get his season underway this game. But I think Palace is going to go through. I think this is a big game for my FPL because I benched Munoz and I'm saying 3-1. 2-1. I'm saying 2-1, but I'm starting Watkins, so I'm kind of contradicting myself here. But I think Palace will win. I think Watkins will score, and that sums up for that week or this upcoming week. Obviously, I tried to react. I did record a reaction to my Gameweek 2 predictions, but the file was just completely corrupted. So yeah. But hopefully this reaction next week or after, so it'll probably be out for Tuesday. The reactions for this will be out Tuesday. So not miss that. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell whilst you're down there. And please go and check out my TikTok and Twitch. And go drop them a follow. It will mean an awful lot to me. And other than that, over and out.